Demand and supply price mechanism elasticity. Part 2b. This lecture will cover elasticity of supply. This is Dr. Zubair Srar Ahmed. Assalamu alaikum. What is elasticity? As we know that what is the elasticity meaning? That is the flexibility in one variable due to the influence of n other variable. So what is price elasticity of supply? Price elasticity of supply means the elasticity in supply is causing due to the change in the price of that particular commodity. Officially, the definition is it measures the percentage change in the quantity supplied for a good or service that results from a 1% change in the price. Lightly speaking, it measures sale or price sensitivity because it describes how the seller is sensitive about the price of a particular commodity that he is interested to sell in. Responsiveness in the quantity supplied of a commodity to a change in its price is also known as the price elasticity of supply. And we must have to know that there is a direct relationship between the price and the quantity supplied. That was a reason price elasticity of supply must be positive. How to measure the price elasticity of supply? Usually, as we know that the price elasticity of demand was measured by different techniques, but in case of the price elasticity of supply, it has been measured by only one method that is known as proportionate or percentage method. This method we have already been studied in the elasticity measurement of the demand, and that method will based on the mathematical derivations, and we will be able to calculate the point elasticity as well as arc elasticity in case of price elasticity of supply. Now let's start with the derivations. Proportionate or the percentage method. As we'll start with the mathematical derivation for the proportionate method for driving price elasticity of supply, which has been indicated as PES. The formula is price elasticity of supply is the percentage change in quantity supplied to the percentage change in price. If you will remember, this formula is the same as that we have calculated for the price elasticity of demand. Mathematically, it can be written as eta S. Eta S is n other representation of the price elasticity of supply. Is eta S is equal to percentage change in quantity supplied to the percentage change in price. We can write it in such a way like that. Eta S is equal to जो ऊपर का पार्ट आपको नजर आ रहा है, this part, percentage in quantity supplied, that can be written as Q2 minus Q1 divided by Q1. Q1 is the initial quantity, Q2 is the current quantity. We can write it like that. Current quantity minus initial quantity divided by initial quantity multiplied by 100. Similarly, current price minus initial price divided by initial price multiplied by 100. So we can write this formula as by this method as well, because 100 इसमें cancel हो गया है. अगर हम इसको मज़ीद further solve करें तो we could find the thing कि आप इसको डिवीजन के फॉर्मेट में इस तरीके से भी लिख सकते हैं, और वहाँ पे Q2 माइनस Q1 को आपने अगर एक साथ लिखा तो ये हो जाएगा डेल्टा QS, और यहाँ पे डेल्टा P, और मैंने QS का टर्म इससे यूज़ किया कि दैट इज़ फॉर द क्वांटिटी सप्लाइड, और नीचे भी इसको सिंपली QS लिखा तो दैट इज़ द ओरिजिनल और इनिशियल वैल्यू ऑफ द क्वांटिटी सप्लाइड. So we can write this methodology in terms of the formulation as price elasticity of supply is equal to delta QS over delta P multiplied by P over QS. This method of measurement of elasticity is also known as the point elasticity. Why is that so? Because हम यहाँ पर जो values ले रहे हैं P और S, these are the initial value for quantity supplied and initial value of price. Interpretation of price elasticity of supply. We must have to know that there is a direct relationship between the price and the quantity supplied. That is what the reason elasticity of supply is positive. Another method, price elasticity of supply में. The other method is also known as average or the midpoint method. Why is that so? हम average और midpoint method क्यों लेते हैं? इससे पहले हम definition देख लेते हैं. This is the average value method in which the average of the value are considered rather than initial observations. क्योंकि हम इनिशियल ऑब्जर्वेशंस अगर लेते हैं तो हम पूरे सप्लाई कर्व में ईच पॉइंट ऑन इट हर एक की जो सप्लाई इलास्टिसिटी होती है वो मेजर करते हैं. लेकिन अगर हम मिड पॉइंट मेथड लेते हैं तो हम वी विल बी एबल टू कैलकुलेट द इलास्टिसिटी इन बिटवीन द 2 पॉइंट्स. लेट्स कैलकुलेट. Price elasticity of supplied is the same as percentage change in quantity supplied to the percentage change in price. Second is the same formula. ठीक है. Percentage change in quantity supplied to the percentage change in price. मैं again इसको repeat कर देती हूँ. This delta indicates change in marginality. Change in between two values. Now this formula is again important over here. We have to focus on. Mistakenly this has been written over here as ED. You have to focus on. This must be ES. ठीक है. So we can write over here as Q2 minus Q1 delta Q divided by average of the two quantities Q2 plus Q1 over 2. That is the average of two values multiplied by 100. Similarly, P2 minus P1 divided by P2 plus P1 divided by 2 multiplied by 100. 2 cancel हो जाएगा and the formula will turn into like this. ES equal to delta Q S over the delta Q S इसलिए लिया कि Q2 minus Q1 को हम delta Q S भी कह सकते हैं, इसी तरह delta PS P भी कह सकते हैं. ठीक है. This formula will turn into this format. This formula or this method of measurement of elasticity is also known as arc elasticity. इसको mark elasticity भी कहते हैं. तो इसी why is that so? क्योंकि by the help of which we'll be able to calculate the elasticity in between the 2 points. जो पिछली elasticity हमने calculate की थी, by the help of which we will be able to calculate the elasticity and on each point on the supply curve. Okay, Jay, let's start with the formula. Calculating price elasticity of supply. If we will calculate price elasticity of supply, we have to focus on first of graph or just supply curve. यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं. If we will focus on the supply curve, you can see the supply curve is upward sloping, which indicates that there is a direct relationship between quantity supplied and price. As price is increasing, quantity supplied is also increasing, right? मैंने एक point इसमें consider किया हुआ है P1 or Q1. Let's see. If price is increasing by 7%, that is any number that I've considered. Quantity supplied is also increased by a number which is 14%. ठीक है. अच्छा, अब इसको further हम कैसे calculate करेंगे? With the help of the formula, that is eta s is equal to the percentage change in quantity supplied to the percentage change in price, which can be written as this values. हम सिर्फ values को plot करते हैं तो we got the answer that is equal to 2. ये positive आएगा. ठीक है. Why is that so? Because positive means that would indicate there is a direct relationship between the quantity supplied and price. So we will be having a positive elasticity or how to calculate. This is the technique. ये जो पर्टिकुलर मेथड है ये मैंने बेसिक फार्मूला यूज़ किया है. अगर पॉइंट इलास्टिसिटी यूज़ करेंगे तो पॉइंट इलास्टिसिटी का फार्मूले से अप्लाई करेंगे और आर्क इलास्टिसिटी हमें जहाँ कहीं पे भी यूज़ करनी है तो हम आर्क इलास्टिसिटी से भी कैलकुलेट करेंगे. गाइस, यू मस्ट हैव टू रिमेंबर पॉइंट इलास्टिसिटी के फार्मूला को हम तब इस्तेमाल करेंगे जब वी वांट टू कैलकुलेट द कंसेक्यूटिव इलास्टिसिटीज फॉर एनी sale. For example, if you are wanted to find out the elasticity for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, so you have to go for point elasticity. But if you want to find out the elasticity from Monday till Saturday, then you have to go for arc elasticity technique. This is on your attempt of understanding that which formula you have to adopt in order to calculate the elasticity of supply or either the demand. Various degrees of price elasticity of supply or elasticity of supply. There are 5 different techniques. One is if the elasticity of supply is greater than one, that is known as elastic or more elastic supply. If elasticity of supply is less than one, that is inelastic or less elastic supply. If elasticity of supply is equal to one, this is known as unit elastic supply. There are 2 more extreme cases as well. This indicate if elasticity of supply is equal to infinity, that is known as perfectly elastic supply. If elasticity is equal to 0, that is known as perfectly inelastic supply. Let's start with explaining every one in a different aspects. Number one is elastic or more elastic supply. First of all, if you will start with solving how to calculate elastic or more elastic supply, you have to focus on the shape of the curve. If you'll see this shape of the curve is more bending towards quantity axis rather than on the price axis. This is a more important concern, guys. I have decided 1 point over here, P1 and Q1. Let's start. If the price is rising by 10%, quantity supplied is also rising more than by 10%, which indicates that smaller change in price is causing larger change in quantity supplied. It starts with performing with the help of the formula. As we know that this is the formula and how to solve it. Percentage change in quantity supplied is greater than 10% and percentage change in price is 10%. The answer is greater than 1. The answer of elasticity is greater than 1. This indicates that elasticity of supply is more elastic. Now to explain it with the help of the conditions, the supply curve is relatively flat. Why is that so? We can see that the smaller change in quantity supplied is causing by the larger change in the smaller change in price is caused by the larger change in quantity supplied. Okay? Seller's price sensitivity is relatively high because smaller change in price is causing larger change in quantities supplied. यानी कि वो small change price में करता है तो he'll be able to sell larger quantity. ठीक है तो relatively higher seller's price sensitivity and elasticity is more elastic. Now it starts with the second case. This is inelastic or less elastic supply. Again, focus on the curve first. This curve is more bending towards the price or the vertical axis. And we have already mentioned 2 points over here. If the price is rising by 10%, quantity supplied is also increasing by lesser than 10%. Means larger change in price is causing smaller change in quantity supplied, right? For this reason, if we will solve this formula with the help of the calculation of this condition, so we can see that the smaller change in quantity supplied divided by the 10% change in price, the result is less than 1%. How to express it? Why is that so? Supply curve is relatively steep, ऊपर की तरफ है, steepest है, ठीक है, relatively steep. And seller's price sensitivity is relatively low because larger change वो करता है price में तो it is happening or causing a smaller change in quantity supply. अगर वो increase कर रहा है या decrease कर रहा है दोनों की situation में, ठीक है. तो seller का feedback किस तरीके से आता है. And then elasticity is less elastic. Third case, unit elastic supply. If you'll see the curve, this curve is 45-degree angle, okay, and starting from origin. Whether or not it is not compulsion that to start it with the origin, but it is right now for your explanation. It is 45-degree angle, and we have already mentioned 2 points over here. Or if you can see the curve, that curve is neither bending towards price or no quantity axis. If price is rising by 10%, quantity supplied is also rising by 10%, means equal percentage change in price and quantity supplied is happening. So due to this reason, with the help of formula, elasticity is equal to percentage change in quantity supplied to the percentage change in price is equal to 10% over 10% is equal to 1, which indicates that unit elastic supply. Means if the result comes equal to 1, that elaborates unit elastic supply, यानी कि एक standard elasticity of supply नजर आ रही है हमारे पास. That is usually happening in case of the fixed price shops, जिसमें एक स्टैंडर्ड प्राइस रिकमेंडेड होती है और उसी रिकमेंडेड प्राइस पर आपको पर्टिकुलर अमाउंट मिल जाती है, यानी कि देयर इज नो फ्लक्चुएशन इन द प्राइस सेटिंग्स. Supply curve is unit elastic or having intermediate slope. You can see the intermediate slope over here. Then seller's price sensitivity is moderate. वो कहीं पर भी बैंड नहीं कर रहा, ना ही quantity towards, ना ही price towards. And elasticity is equal to 1. Now starts with two extreme cases. Number one, perfectly elastic supply. If you can see the perfectly elastic supply slope of the curve, the supply curve is parallel to the horizontal axis or the quantity axis. Means मुझे नज़र आ रहा है कि ये बिल्कुल क्वांटिटी को की तरफ ही जा रहा है और प्राइस की तरफ नहीं जा रहा. And one point we have already mentioned over here is price and quantity supply. If price is changing, price is not changing at all. Otherwise, it means there is no or very minor change in price. That would leads to a greater change in the quantity supply. Suppose मैंने कर लिया 25%, but if you will elaborate it, that is for, the good example for the unlimited provision of the goods, like whatever the price the people have offered for, supply of the quantity is unlimited. And just for example, if you will open the tap of water, so whatever the quantity that you are in need of, you will stop it till that extent. Otherwise, it will continuous till the end. Now, solve it. The formula is the same. अगर 25% divided by 0%, answer is equal to infinity. ठीक है, मतलब if there is minor or no change in the price, that would leads to a extensive increase in the quantity supply. So in that situation, this is known as perfectly elastic supply. अच्छा, extreme case हम इसलिए कहते हैं कि ये continuous happenings के साथ नहीं होते, किसी एक particular moment पर होते हैं या फिर कोई decided या designed moment पर होते हैं. In this situation, supply curve is horizontal and seller's price elasticity is extremely high, very high, because price में कोई change ना आने के बाद भी quantity supply जो है वो बहुत फर्क कर रही है. ठीक है, and elasticity is equal to infinity. Now it starts with this last case, which is known as, this is another extreme case, perfectly inelastic supply. In case of the perfectly inelastic supply, if you can see the shape of the curve, this curve is parallel to the vertical axis or the price axis. मतलब ये price की तरफ ज़्यादा bend हुआ है, बल्कि बिल्कुल bend हुआ है और quantity पर नहीं है. हमने दो points already mention किए हैं over here, P1 and Q1. If price is rising by 10%, quantity is not changing, or you could say that when the quantity is not changing, it means quantity is changing by 0%. With the help of the formula, you can see the thing that 0% divided by 10%, answer is 0. Perfectly inelastic supply means larger or very extensive change in price is causing no change in quantity supply. What would be the situations in which this condition will apply for? That is usually apply for such goods which are of perishable in nature. Perishable goods means वो goods जिनकी एक्सपायरी जो होती है वो बहुत ज़्यादा जल्दी होती है. फॉर एग्जांपल वो 1 या 2 दिन में एक्सपायर हो जाएगा, जैसे कि फ्रेश मिल्क, या फिर आप उसे कह सकते हैं कि जैसे फिश, फ्रेश फिश. एक पूरे दिन में अगर किसी ने फिश कैचिंग की है और उसको सेल करना चाहता है, सेलर, तो उसकी प्राइस, वो जो पर्टिकुलर प्राइस रखता है, वो प्राइस उसकी रख सकता है। फॉर एग्जांपल उसने सबसे पहले वो अपनी हाईएस्ट प्राइस रखता है, और फिर जैसे जैसे टाइम गुजरता जाता है, अगर उसके पास कोई प्रिजर्वेशन के मोटिव्स ना हो, बिकॉज रिमेनिंग अदर थिंग्स कांस्टेंट की कंडीशन में हमने रहना है यहाँ पर, ठीक है। तो कोई प्रिजर्वेटिव मेजर्स ना हो, तो वो एज द टाइम इज पासिंग उसकी प्राइस डिक्लाइन होती चली जाती है, एंड दैट वुड लीड्स टू जीरो एज वेल, बट द क्वांटिटी रिमेन द फिक्स। Similarly, जैसे you guys are having French fries, तो fresh French fries की price is something else, and the बासी जो है उसकी French fries की price is different, ठीक है। That would apply again over here. So we can see that thing, supply curve is equal to vertical, and supply is vertical होता है हमारे पास इसमें, and seller's price sensitivity is none, zero है यहाँ पर, ठीक है, because price is larger or extensive change in price is causing no change in quantity supply. Similarly, the elasticity of supply is equal to zero. So if the elasticity of supply is equal to zero, this is the condition which indicates perfectly inelastic supply. यानी कि supply में ज़रा सी भी elasticity मौजूद नहीं है। यहाँ पर एक बात बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है गाइस आप लोगों के लिए सारे केसेस के साथ साथ, कि आप जब भी इसको पढ़ रहे हैं आपको ये फोकस में रहना है कि इलास्टिसिटी हम चेक कर रहे हैं क्वांटिटी सप्लाइड की, ड्यू टू द इन्फ्लुएंस ऑफ प्राइस, नॉट प्राइस की, ठीक है। I hope you guys got the understanding regarding all these cases of elasticity condition on supply. Let's get a summary of the various elasticity of supply. हम एक साथ इन तमाम को देख लेते हैं ताकि आपको better idea हो जाए. This curve, which is parallel to the vertical axis, is elaborating perfectly inelastic supply. The curve parallel to the horizontal axis elaborating perfectly elastic supply. The curve is more bending towards price axis, elaborating inelastic supply. The curve bending towards quantity axis, elaborating elastic supply, and curve is parallel और बिल्कुल इस तरीके का है कि curve is of 45-degree angle and in moderate shape, rather not bending towards quantity supplied or not bending towards price. तो ये जो हमारे पास ideal situation वाला curve होता है, this is equal to the unit elastic supply. This is the complete look of the various elasticities of the supply curve. Now, move on to the next topic. This is known as the factors determining elasticity of supply. वो कौन-कौन से factors हैं जो कि elasticity of supply पर influence करते हैं? सबसे पहले तो nature of the commodity. Nature of the commodity depends on कि वो किस तरह का good है, whether it is perishable in nature, whether it is durable in nature, whether it is normal good, whether it is luxury good. ठीक है, हर एक की इलास्टिसिटी डिफरेंट होती है। जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल पेरिशेबल गुड्स की इलास्टिसिटी परफेक्टली इन इलास्टिक होती है, ड्यूरेबल गुड्स की इलास्टिसिटी परफेक्टली इलास्टिक होती है। ड्यूरेबल इसलिए कि बहुत लंबे टाइम पीरियड के लिए आप उसे सेव करके रख सकते हैं और बेच सकते हैं, ऐसा नहीं है कि वो एक्सपायर हो जाएगा। अगर एक्सपायर होने वाली जो चीज़ होती है, तो आपने देखा होगा कि सेलर जिस पर्टिकुलर कमोडिटी की एक्सपायरी करीब हो रही होती है, उसको जल्दी जल्दी सेल करने की कोशिश करता है। तो एंड नॉर्मल गुड्स, जो नॉर्मल गुड्स होते हैं, जो हमारे नेसेसिटी गुड्स होते हैं, उन पर्टिकुलर गुड्स की इलास्टिसिटी जो होती है वो लेस इलास्टिक होते हैं, क्योंकि एक पर्टिकुलर कमोडिटी कंज्यूमर बाय करेगा, एक पर्टिकुलर कमोडिटी ही सेलर सेल करेगा, वो इस पर बहुत ज़्यादा राइज इन प्राइस पे चार्ज नहीं करेगा, ठीक है। और लग्जरी गुड्स की इलास्टिसिटी अगेन इन इलास्टिक होती है। जो मीडियम गुड्स होते हैं हमारे, उनकी इलास्टिसिटी मोर होती है। कॉस्ट ऑफ प्रोडक्शन, जिन पर्टिकुलर कमोडिटीज़ की कॉस्ट ज़्यादा होती है तो वो लेस इलास्टिक होते हैं, जिनकी कम होती है वो मोर इलास्टिक होते हैं। टेक्नोलॉजीज़, अगर नई टेक्निक्स और मशीन्स का इंट्रोडक्शन इन प्रोडक्शन प्रोसेस हो जाता है तो मोर इलास्टिक सप्लाई हो जाती है। अगर टेक्निक्स कम हो और मैनुअल वर्क ज़्यादा हो, यानी कि आइदर वी आर वर्किंग ऑन द लेबर इंटेंसिव इंडस्ट्री और द कैपिटल इंटेंसिव इंडस्ट्री, इट मैटर्स। Rules and regulations, agar if the government is strictening the rules and regulations, regarding one particular production of a commodity. So in such a scenario, elasticity of supply will be less elastic. Otherwise, if the government is giving sort of relaxations, the elasticity will become more or more elastic. मार्केट स्ट्रक्चर अगेन डिपेंड्स ऑन द इलास्टिसिटी ऑफ सप्लाई. अगर हमें बहुत फ्लेक्सिबल इन्वायरमेंट काम करने के लिए मिलेगा और स्ट्रक्चर इज़ वेरी कंफर्टेबल, तो इलास्टिसिटी जो है ज़्यादा होगी. अगर कम हम लाइक हमें टफ टाइम मिलेगा हार्डनिंग द स्ट्रक्चर, या हमारे पास बहुत नैरो सर्कल मिलता है हमें इन द मार्केट, तो फिर ऐसी सिचुएशन में इलास्टिसिटी विल बी लेस इलास्टिक. इकोनॉमिक सिचुएशंस भी इसी तरीके से मैटर करती हैं ऑन द इलास्टिसिटी ऑफ सप्लाई, कि what is the current situation of the government, what is the current economic condition of any economy. तो ये मैटर कर रहा होता है कि अगर वो बहुत ज़्यादा अच्छी है, रिलैक्सिंग है और कंफर्टेबल है, तो इलास्टिसिटी ऑफ सप्लाई इज़ ग्रेटर, अदरवाइज इट विल बी कंजर्वेटिव. Time period and durability of the goods, both are attached with each other. ये बहुत ज़्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट मैटर करता है टाइम पीरियड इन केस ऑफ द इलास्टिसिटी ऑफ सप्लाई, बिकॉज अगर बहुत शॉर्ट टाइम पीरियड गुड्स होते हैं तो उनकी इलास्टिसिटी, बहुत शॉर्ट टाइम पीरियड गुड्स के मतलब मेरा कहने का है कि वो गुड्स जिनकी एक्सपायरी कुछ घंटों की हो या फिर उनका टाइम पीरियड ऐसा हो कि 1 या 2 दिन, इससे ज़्यादा वो नहीं चलेंगे, तो ऐसी सिचुएशन में वो परफेक्टली इनइलास्टिक होते हैं. अगर मीडियम गुड्स होते हैं, उनका ड्यूरेशन होता है जैसे कि नॉर्मल गुड्स कहलाते हैं, तो वो हमारे पास एक्सपायरी जो होती है वो शॉर्ट टाइम पीरियड गुड्स कहलाते हैं. शॉर्ट टाइम पीरियड्स गुड्स आर यूजुअली एक्सपायर्ड विद इन अ ईयर. तो ऐसे गुड्स की इलास्टिसिटी मोर इलास्टिक भी हो सकती है, लेस इलास्टिक भी हो सकती है, अकॉर्डिंग टू द नेचर ऑफ अ कमोडिटी. और वो गुड्स जो ड्यूरेबल इन नेचर होते हैं, यानी कि उनकी टाइम पीरियड जो होता है वो लॉन्ग टाइम पीरियड होता है, लॉन्ग रन टाइम पीरियड होता है, दैट इज़ ग्रेटर देन 1 ईयर. तो ऐसी सिचुएशन में इलास्टिसिटी जो है वो इनकी यूजुअली परफेक्टली elastic होती है, because we can be able to sell such products even after production of 1 or 2 years as well. Okay, guys, that's it for today. This is all about elasticity of supply. I hope you guys got it very well. Thank you very much.